Hi all. Sorry I had to tape this video again because the last time I tried to do this, it was not filming, and I'm just talking, and it was not filming the whole time. But hi, welcome to vlog number 2. I just want to first give out and say thank you to everybody who watched my first video. I highly appreciated it, and I'm very happy that you guys supported me in that way and congratulated me and gave me tips. I love it. Thank you so much. I cannot appreciate it enough. So I'm doing a few new things, a little tips that some people gave me about doing this. Again, like I said, it was my first time, so the comments and the tips and everything were very appreciated. Um, um, Vlog 2. Today we're going to talk about friendship, like I said on my social media and broadcast on my Facebook, Instagram, and everything. I said that I was going to talk about vlog number 2 as for friendship. And basically what I mean by that is I'm just going to talk about my experiences, my personal experiences, and the different type of friendship that I have, or what different type of friendships are out there. And of course, if you have your own opinion different than mine, that's fine. This is again my opinion and what I see it, how I see it. I'm sorry, I can't fucking talk today. On how I see certain things when it comes to friendship. So excuse, again, my opinion. If you guys have any advice or have anything else to add, please comment below. Or subscribe and then comment below. I would like some more subscribers if I can get them, but it's okay if I don't. I'm just glad for the people that are watching. So let's get right into it because I don't want to be long on this vlog for about an hour or so. I kind of want to start off with what friendship is to me. It's just brief. I think friendship is somebody or some people who are there for you, that have your back, that are on a solid foundation with you, that grow with you, that support you, positivity thrown in your direction so much. And I just think that a lot of friendships aren't, a lot of friendships are different. We might see as a person that's a best friend and they're not. It's basically what I'm saying is we could sometimes confuse what we think best friends or loyal friends or true friends are, or more to what acquaintances are, or just a friend, or those type of occasional friends. We have those type of different categories of friends, and I just want to talk briefly on all of those that might be out there. There are more, of course, titles and categories for different friendships, but I have a few that I think that I experienced majority of my life, most of my life, and I'm kind of still experiencing. So let me just jump into it. First, what I was kind of briefing on: loyal / true best friends. A lot of people do not have that. A lot of people have not experienced that because they've always had people come in and out their lives, or somebody who said that they're there for them and they're not. I've had that, but I've had the experience, and I'm still experiencing. I do have a true best friend that I've been friends with since I was younger, since I was in elementary school. And what can I say about this person? My thing on it, we've been friends since elementary school. When I first moved here, I didn't know anybody. This was the first time I moved to a whole new town. I had friends at my old school. I hated that I had to move from that. I hate change, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I am still a person who hates change. And I met this person. We clicked instantly. Like, for instance, I'm going to describe myself as, I'm not shy, but when I'm first meeting somebody, or I'm in a new environment or surrounding, I have a hard time being the first person to bring up conversation or talk, So I was always waiting for somebody to talk to me, or just waiting for that opportunity of, a certain group activity to happen so I could just jump in and show my personality. But I kind of stood off to the side until somebody kind of opened it up. I've never been a person to do that. And she we were standing in line. This was third grade, by the way. We were standing in line outside where we usually have recess, where we line up to get ready for classes. And it seemed like everybody, I was so shy. I'm like, it seemed like everybody knew somebody and everybody was talking to this person and that person. And I was just standing there like, oh, it must be nice, type of thing, wishing I had somebody to experience this with. Because everybody seemed like they knew everybody. Like, even if they lived on the same block, went to the same second grade, just came from first and second grade together. And I met this girl with glasses. She was standing in line with me. From like what I can sort of remember, she was standing in line with me and she wasn't talking to nobody hardly either. And I thought to myself, like, okay, she's not talking to anybody. And like I was describing, like, I'm the type of person who waits till people talk to me or until group activity gets started, where I am allowed to be myself and I started talking to her first. We started hanging out, laughing, everything, and was hoping we got the same type of classes together, and we did. So ever since then, we've been inseparable. Like, we've been through elementary, we've been through middle school, high school. We didn't go to college together, but we are still for best friends as adults. I'm not going to lie and say that we haven't been through things. We have. And what I'm about to describe kind of probably contradicts some things about certain categories of friends, because I have experienced different categories with this person. But I'm going to talk about that a little bit more later. But I just wanted to start off with, this is what I saw friendship as. This is why I kind of fell in love with how, that's not fell in love, but I thought this was how friendship was supposed to be. You were supposed to connect with this person. Y'all were supposed to have each other back. Like I described in the first video, only for a brief second, was I have an anxiety disorder. It's called entophobia, which is the fear of throwing up. And I had bad anxiety growing up. I don't know where it grew from. I don't know where it came from. I just knew that I developed this anxiety and it took over my life, my mind, all the time as I was getting older. And this friend, she understood that. She didn't judge me. She didn't turn away from me in times of when I did kind of act a certain way. I had moments where I remember one time, for example, I remember one day, I think I was in middle school. My mom had caught the stomach flu, and me and her share a bathroom. So I am, like I said, entophobia is the fear of throwing up. We shared a bathroom. So when she was sick, oh my God, I think a few like things that I panicked. I had my door closed. I felt my stomach was hurting all the time, even though I was not sick myself. I just was so paranoid. I didn't eat at the house. I brushed my teeth at school. Like, it was so bad to the point where I had to sneak and do things because I was like, and my friend, she understood that. She picked up the phone, like when I have like a panic attack or something bad at night, she'll pick it up at 3 a.m. She'll be asleep. She's always told me to call her anytime that I needed her. And sometimes I would call her like at 3 a.m, 2 a.m, worried like, what if I get sick? My mom is sick. What if I get sick? I'm so like, and I was just so panicked because my mind was in overdrive. And she told me, she'll wake up out of her sleep and she's like, Sonya, everything will be okay, type of thing. She's like, no, you don't need to worry about nothing. She said, is she disinfecting everything? And I said, yeah. She's like, oh, then you'll be fine. Just make sure, maybe bring your Tums to if you have an upset stomach, because it was nerves that was really upsetting my stomach. My mind kind of kept going to my stomach and saying, you're going to get sick type of thing. And she understood that. She brought me Tums before. She always, when we would go traveling, always, as a person who had the anxiety disorder, I had a hard time with traveling and cars, going far. And she always made sure to bring Tums, because she know that I would need them. That's the weirdest thing. She knew, she had my back. And, as we get older, I was talking about, as for a loyal friend, a loyal/true best friend, this is someone who is there no matter what and doesn't judge you. And she never judged me. I never judged her. And we was able to grow together. And I must admit, we did have our moments. We did have a time where we stopped being friends for a period of time. But I think as away, if they're really truly your best friend or truly your friend, they always come back, and then you guys get back together and act like nothing happened at all, which it didn't. It wasn't a serious thing that we stopped being friends. It wasn't that at all. It was just we were both experiencing different life experiences that kind of personally something that we had to go through by ourselves. And sometimes people, family included, cannot be a part of that because that's a journey that you have to go on by yourself. And me, I had a hard time in getting there. I had a hard time realizing that because I am, like I said, I hate change, and change was a big part of that. So when she started change, she changed a little bit before me. I was away at college. She was here. She was going to go away to my college eventually. She wanted to stay and do her she wanted to stay and do a few classes in our hometown. So, but I went away to college, 4 hours away, and we're experiencing different things. She's still here. I'm there experiencing different stuff. And it was hard because my anxiety still was there. And she's over here creating a life for herself. And in the meantime, she, met somebody. Me and my best friend were single in high school, throughout high school. And so we always had each other. We went on prom together. We did these things together. And it's hard to, and I don't know if anybody else has experienced this, but it's hard to accept change in the sense that you're used to it being you and her. And then some way along the way, somebody comes along who knows them too. Somebody who creates this bond with them. And then here you are like, okay, I'm the only person who is supposed to have this bond with her. And I was, as a friend, I was not truly a loyal and true friend to her because I got jealous. I'm not gonna sugarcoat nothing on here. I was a jealous person when it came to my friends because I guess because I'm my only child too, that could have something to do with it too. I didn't like sharing. I didn't because I always felt like I was going to easily be replaced. And I think it's also a self-esteem thing. I always thought that I might not be a fun person. I might not be somebody that you would enjoy hanging out with or can't wait to hang out with. So I got negative about it, about myself, and I always threw it out like, they're going to be with this person now, so they're going to forget all about me, so I might as well distance myself from them, leave them alone. And I thought that, of course, I don't think that way now, but growing up, I had to learn these things about myself. I didn't realize I was doing these things. I just thought that, maybe if she's really my friend, she'll come back to me and realize that I'm not somebody to lose. And it doesn't work that way. It didn't work that way. I don't know what I was thinking when it came to certain things like that. And she was one of those people that we drifted off when we got to college because we weren't experiencing the same experiences at the time. We weren't together in the same area we grew up in. And she met a guy. Like I said, me and my friend didn't have boyfriends. Like everybody always just tell us that we was gorgeous, beautiful, and stuff like that. But for some reason, I think because our self-esteem, the way we were, as we just enjoyed our time. We didn't really date. We had guys we talked to, but we didn't really date. And we had each other back. Like I had her, she had me. And we went off to college, we started experiencing these things. We started experiencing dating. And then she met this guy who she's still with now, and I didn't know how to handle that. Me being away and then somebody else is taking my place while I'm not there. That was the most terrifying thing in my life. And then on top of that, second semester of college, I went through something so bad that my anxiety was off the chain, off the roof, and I didn't know how to handle it. And when I would call her, she wouldn't pick up because she was out on a date or she was out busy with classes or something like that. And I didn't have that support anymore. I didn't have that. And it scared me. It scared me to know that I was slowly having my best friend slip from me. And we had these dreams. Me and her had these dreams where we would go off that me and her would go travel to California. I wanted to be an actress. She wanted to be a renowned chef. She wanted to cook for people, do these things. She was such a talented person. She was talented in everything, cooking. Don't judge me, us. She pierced she was a good person to dye. Like, she dyed her hair all the time, like pretty and everything. And I want my hair dyed, but my mom was not going. When I was in high school, I couldn't do a lot of stuff growing up that these kids can do now. My mama had me on something until I was 18, baby. I couldn't do a lot of stuff. So I couldn't dye my hair, but she always dyed her hair these colors. Like, her personality was just so whoosh, like out there, And she was creative, and I was like, I want her with me all the time. I want us to get an apartment together. I want us to travel. I want us to have our boyfriends be best friends, and we both get married around the same time, have our kids around the same time. Like, we both was gonna be moms, and our kids was gonna be best friends. I had this dream, this TV dream, that we was gonna be best friends. We was just gonna do everything together. But then I went to college. That did not happen. I still didn't have boyfriends my first semester of college, freshman year, and she got a boyfriend. And the calls kind of stopped a little bit. I couldn't get in contact with her. I call her house and they'll say, oh, she's out, but I'll tell her to call you and get back. She never called back. She called sometimes, but it just was not the same. And it was really messed up. It was really messed up because I was like, I'm losing my best friend. I am really losing her to somebody else. And I even tried to be friendly towards the guy she was dating. I even tried to be nice, suck it up, Sonya. Be not, this is your best friend. You're supposed to be there for them. This is the guy she's dating now. This is someone who has kind of taken your place in the sense that he is somebody that knows her now. You are not the only person that know her anymore. And I slowly started to be okay with it. Then another life-changing event happened that threw everything. It's already upsetting to me that me and her plans I thought was going to happen between me and her, were thrown off. It was some stuff that you're supposed to be happy for your best friend on. It didn't end up being that way for me. Nothing to do with her. It was me. And she ended up getting pregnant. She ended up having a baby. And I've never told anybody the actual story with this, and I don't think she even knows or want to go back to what happened. But like I said, I'm a vlog. This is a vlog, and I'm putting personal out there. I remember everything how it happened. I was still away at college. I was in Mississippi at I have family in Mississippi. I was in Mississippi at my aunt's house, and it was the middle of the night, and I think I was going through an anxiety thing. Again, I think I ate something that upset my stomach, and I got worried that I was going to throw up or something, even though I never really throwed up, but it was just always that feeling I thought I was. But it was just a mind thing. And I think I was looking at Facebook. This is when everybody started kind of getting on Facebook. And I went on Facebook and I saw a sonogram on her sister's page. And I looked and I said, oh man, and I grew up with her family was like my family. So I commented and I said, you having a baby? And then I was like, and I'm thinking like it was a fake sonogram, like one of those fake things they put on Facebook. And I was like, I'm not having a baby. I was like, with this peanut head looking, and I was like, and I'm thinking not the sonogram was real. And then next thing you know, I got a phone call, and it was like probably like 10, 11 o'clock at night. I got a phone call, and it was from my friend, my best friend. And she tells me that she said, Sonya, she's like, that sonogram is mine. I think in that moment, everything probably like shattered for me, only because somebody that's supposed to be happy for their best friend in a moment like that, I was not. I was broken. I was already kind of putting pieces back together that I had to accept the fact that me and her weren't as close as we were. But it got to the point where, sorry, it's a little, thinking back to it, it was very emotional for me. I had to not only share her with this guy, but I had to share her with a baby too. And it wasn't our plan. That's the thing is, I hated change so much because we talked about it. We talked about going to California. We talked about she cooking. I'm becoming this famous actress, and she's going to become this renowned chef, and I'm going to make sure everybody hires her. All my celebrity friends. And now she's having the babies. How am I supposed to compete with that? How am I supposed to compete with the guy she's with that she loves and a baby? How am I supposed to compete with that type of stuff? And I don't know how it felt for her, but I basically when she told me that, I basically told her, I can't be your friend anymore. I can't be your friend. I can't handle it because I barely talk to her as it is, and now you having a baby, and I'm like, we supposed to have babies together. We were supposed to live across the street from each other or with each other, and the plan is ruined, And I stopped talking to her for a year. A year went past, a year and a half. I moved to Memphis. I was in college, and I went through life experiences without her too. But it was times where I sat there and looked at pictures, and I realized, like, Sonya, you messed up. You let your friend go because you were selfish. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because I can't really describe a loyal, true best friend because I was never one. I was never as loyal as I thought I should have been. And I blamed myself for years because of it. Because I left her when I should have enjoyed this time with her. But because I was selfish in the fact that I thought I was so scared of being replaced entirely that you wouldn't have time for me anymore, I left. And we never, not gonna lie, we're best friends today, and we have never had that discussion. I don't know if it's because we embarrassed that it happened, or we just don't want to admit that we were a certain way when we went through what we went through. But I miss the birth of my niece. I miss a few years of her life because I was selfish. I call her my niece because she is. Because she was my best friend. This girl was my best friend. And instead of accepting these things, that things change and you should be happy for her, I chose to leave because I was not happy myself. She was having these life stones in her life that I haven't experienced yet. She was moving ahead of me, and I thought we were supposed to be moving together. And it took me a long time to realize, like, you don't get a friend like that all the time. She put up with a lot with you, and since you were younger, and you dare be that type of friend to her. And so until this day, and I must admit, one of my downfalls is the fact is that I failed her as a friend. I failed as a friend, and ever since I experienced that with her, I have always tried to go over and beyond for my friends. And I think that's why I try to not be a certain way anymore, because of what I went through with her. But sorry, I had to get into that whole thing because the first category was loyal and true best friend, and I want to kind of touch base on both parts because I was not. She was a loyal and true best friend to me, but I was not to her in the beginning, and I blamed myself for a long time. And I finally, we worked on it, we fixed on it. She has 2 beautiful kids now. And now we are inseparable. We don't talk every day, but I know she's there. Even when my last years in Memphis, she still was talking to me. We connected. I missed a lot. Even after she told me she was pregnant and I stopped being friends with her, we tried to reconnect when she was probably like 8 months pregnant, and I tried to do things with her. And I still couldn't do it. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to just jump back in our friendship because again, I looked at her and like the fact like I already missed some of it. Might as well miss the rest of it, you know? But I am so glad that me and her are back on track. And this is what I mean about a true best friend. Sometimes, like I said, with the other categories I'm about to give, you know, I'm a brief on because I don't want to make this video too long. You do go through things with your best friends, your true best friends, your loyal best friends. You do go through things with them. But long as you know that that person will always be there for you, there's no need not to call them a loyal best friend. You know, not to not call them one. If I'm saying it right, I'm sorry if I'm not saying it right, but she is my best friend. She's always been loyal. It was me who was not. And I had to realize that that's why I put her in that category, because she was. She has made some mistakes in our friendship also, but the thing, not as much as I have, because I am, like I said, I have this only child selfish tendency sometimes, and I admit I have those flaws. I do, and I've worked on them. I've been working on it. You know, I still have times like that, but at least I'm able to admit that I have been that type of person to her. And now we are inseparable. I've been to birthday parties. Her kids are my niece and nephew. She's going to be my godmother. You know, she's going to be the godmother to my kids when I have them one day, you know. And it's just a little lesson here. Is just the fact is, don't give up so easily on people that you know. Actually sit down and take the time to think about all the good things. That person was actually there for you through like the worst times. She was, you know, this friend has been there when my grandmother died. I was there for her when she's had deaths in her family. Her family is my family, and I don't see it any other way. So the fact that she came back, that's no, I'm not gonna say she came back, but both of us came back together, just means as much that we were meant to be friends forever, that we best friends, no matter what we go through, no matter what arguments or whatever it is. She will always have that place in my life, you know, and I will always have that place in hers, you know. But anyway, done with the emotional part. The next category is the friend / acquaintance. Now, this is where I get confused with some friends, because I have a lot of friends that are acquaintances. Like a friend acquaintance, what I mean by that is some people that could be your coworkers, that's some friends acquaintances, some people that you live next door to, it's basically somebody that you talk to, but there's really no personal connection or relationship there. And what I mean by personal connection, that mean that you don't talk on the phone for hours talking about, you know, that y'all don't share so much, that the fact that you'll call that person, talk on the phone with them all day, visit them all the time. No, it's the person that you talk to at that moment, that y'all talk about certain things that both of y'all like, and y'all get along. That's it, you know? And I've had confused some of my friends with this, especially from college, because I have friends in college that I thought were true friends. This is before I realized what the definition was. That they really were friends or acquaintance, people that you were involved with. You know, some people that y'all were in the same environment and y'all just have that in common. And that's it. It's not some person that if you were abandoned somewhere, that it's 2 a.m, drop everything they have to come and get you, or somebody that if it's something going through you going through something and you need help and emotional support, that they're there for you. But they know what, you know, with these people, then you don't get that support from them, only because it's not their job. It's not, they don't feel like they owe that to you. They don't feel like that close to you to be doing all of that. And that's okay, because a lot of people have acquaintances or friends that they have that relationship with. And that's okay. But again, it's not personal. So definitely don't confuse it. Don't confuse that person's supposed to be there for you because they're my friend. No, that's what they are. They're just a friend. Somebody that you just talk to. They don't owe you anything. You don't owe them anything. And I had to realize that, because I have a lot of friends in college, and that's exactly who they are. They are not true or loyal best friends. They are people you meet that are in your environment. You know? So don't confuse this with true friends. True slash loyal friends are different than friends slash acquaintance, because they're not the same thing. And you definitely have to realize, definitely have to take a minute, step back and think about that, to make sure that you're not confusing the two, so that you don't get your feelings hurt, which I have multiple times. Multiple times I've gotten confused with this and got my feelings hurt. No more. I know the difference. So do not be offended when somebody who's supposed to be an acquaintance does not show you the same quality as a person that is supposed to be your true best friend. Don't get upset with it. Just keep it going. You know, they're not obligated to be there for you. If they choose to, tops to you. You know, if they choose to, that's just them. But you got to be careful, because a lot of these people are temporary because of your environment. Again, this can be like people you work with. It could be, you know, somebody that you went to school with, that y'all just had class together and y'all just connected that way because y'all had this class together. Y'all was able to talk about a certain professor or a teacher and just laugh about it. But don't expect this person that they're going to support you. Like, you need some emotional help because you need help getting off the ground. You need somebody to lift you up positive, you know, and you expect that, and you call them and they're like nowhere to be found. Do not get offended by that, because they're not obligated to do that for you. They are not considered one of your loyal or true best friends. They are somebody acquaintance. They are somebody who you talk to based off your environment at the time. They are temporary. So that's friend slash acquaintance. And then now we move to the non-friends, which I've also experienced, that I think all of us experience. And I want you to know that you are not alone when it comes to these certain people, because I've been burned so many times by these people, and this can be considered as family members too. The first non-friend category is appendage friend. And this is somebody who is friendly and nice to you, but they only stick around if there is something you can provide for them. Appendage. Some appendages we don't even need. You know, type of thing. We don't need it, but we use it. You know, it's really weird, and that's hard category to describe, because you get confused. You think that person is there for you, but you don't really know why they're there, because they're only there because you benefit them. They're there because they can get stuff from you. They can feed off your positive. They can feed off how can I say this? They can feed off the positive aspects of you and make it their own, is what I'm basically saying. So with an appendage friend, you have to be careful, because we all get those type of friends that they are the sweetest pie. They friendly, you know, they nice. They seem like they're there for you. But soon as something comes of your idea, something that you want to start or create, I want to do this, I want to do that, then all of a sudden I'm happy for you. I hope you work out, and then go and turn around and do something themselves and then keep you out of it. But you kept them in your circle. You kept them in your stuff. But then as soon as they get some, they dip off. You know? They that type of person. And those type of people you have to watch out for. If you have those people in your life, kick them out immediately, because you don't need that. You don't need somebody who you think that's there for you and that benefit off you, but then as soon as you need their help, or you want to be, and you know, they have something going on in their life and they don't make you a part of it, but you make them a part of yours. No, that don't have that work. If they was a true friend to you, they will be there and y'all will grow together. Like, shoot, if I'm performing something, if I got an audition, I'm the type of person, I know it's competition out there, but if you are really a friend, you wouldn't stomp on somebody else just to get to where you need to get to, because who gets blessings that way? You get it the wrong, you do it the wrong way if you do it that way. Because if you got a show coming up, you made sure, like, oh, I got some auditions, you know, oh, so-and-so needs somebody. I know exactly the person to do that. Let me call her right quick so I can let her know that there's an audition that's perfect for her. Because, you know, but then turn around, they have a whole show that they put on, or they having something going on with their life, and then they don't even contact you. They just have it, and you thinking like, dang, he didn't even call me and tell me about it. Again, this is kind of same as friends slash acquaintance. They're not obligated to do anything for you. I'm lying. They see it as the fact is they're not obligated to do anything for you, because you already gave them what they needed. You already put me out there. You already gave me something that I needed. Bye. Don't expect no help from me type of thing. So that's an appendage friend. The second one for non-friend category is the seasonal friend / fair weather friend. Now that type of, I remember if you guys watch Medea, there is a play where I Could Do Bad All By Myself, the play where Tyler Perry kind of discusses seasonal friends, roots friends, branch type of friends. And fair weather is kind of like, fair weather type of friends is kind of like seasonal friends. It's someone who disappears when you need them and then show up when it's convenient for them. It's basically the same as appendage, but it's a little different because soon as something sad, like for instance, you have a death in the family, or you getting beat on, or like something happening emotionally to you, and that person nowhere to be found. You calling them, you need somebody to talk to. You, like a lot of us do, we put something bothering us on Facebook. We going through this, going through that on social media, and all they do, you can tell they looked at it, and that's all. Like Snapchat, I have this issue with Snapchat. I'll go through something, or like I'll be going through like something, my mom was in the hospital and I went through a lot, and I had people look at it but not tell me anything. And I say, I'm so sorry, anything I can do for you, I'm here. Emotionally, you need emotionally support. Everybody needs it. I know a lot of people say, don't expect that from nobody but yourself. But no, everybody needs emotional support. I feel like if you can't lift yourself up in some way, you down as it is, how can you really lift yourself up? If you down already. You always have that somebody. It'd rather be family or friends that tell you it's gonna be okay. You're gonna get through it because you are strong. You do this, give you that lift up. Fair weather seasonal friends are not like that. You going through something like, let me dip out right quick. I don't feel like dipping. They know where to be found. They're like, she going through too much. I don't got time to be. And then come back when you going through life, it's nice and good, and they come through like, hey, what's up? Like they wasn't there for you when you was going through something. You don't need those people either, because that's terrible. If you can't go through me at my worst, don't be there at all. Please don't do me any favors, type of thing. Okay, and then we're going through these kind of quick because again, I didn't want to have this video so long. But you say you say something not gonna be long, and then it be long. So the third one is leech / mooch friend. Now I don't mean like the mooch friend, like how I used to be over Diane, my best friend Diane house. I used to be over her house. I used to go straight through the door, go straight to her refrigerator, and take. I used to go to her house all the time. Not like mooch in that sense, but it's basically somebody that drains you of all that you are, and they stop you from moving forward. It's somebody that grabs all of that energy and emotional and progress from you, and basically make you stuck like them. I don't know if that makes any sense. What I'm basically trying to get at with that is, this is somebody who is not happy with their life, that hates everything about, and everything, and then you're progressing, you're going forward, and you're trying to include them, but they want something for their own. They want to say that they pulled you up, type of thing. So you're going through all these good things in your life, everything is just happening, your blessings is just coming through, radiance, everything. And then here comes this leech, this mooch of a friend that is not happy with their life, that just hates it, and just comes in and takes all your energy and say, you know what? Do you really think you should be doing that? No, it's just so negative. And just drains you somehow, because you do have those people, and it's possible. It's a real thing. People can drain you. They'll constantly argue with you, pick fights, and mess up your head, your mind space, because you thinking you doing something wrong to them. But it's just the fact is they're not happy with their life, so they want you not to be happy with yours. So that's how that is. That type of leech / mooch friend, that we have those. I've had plenty of those. And I'm not going to lie. Like I said, I'm being honest over here. I've had moments where I've been a leech friend. I'm over here. I'm basically giving y'all truth here, because I am not perfect at all. But see, I'm not gonna base my life off of being a leech friend. I've had moments where, which you're human, you have moments where somebody have a lot of happiness going in their life. Everybody getting this, everybody getting that, and you still stuck. So you're not happy for that person because you're not happy yourself. But I had to learn, you don't get blessings that way. You don't get, your time will come. And I'm impatient. I'm an impatient person. And this is how I felt this was mostly me, that leech friend, and when I was living in Memphis, because I was stuck. I had nothing going on in my life. I was in this rut, and everybody just was going to school for stuff, going to auditions, getting in these shows, and I was happy. I was not happy for any one of them because I was like, it's not happening to me. But I had to break out of that because you don't do that because you wouldn't want somebody to do that to you. You wouldn't want somebody to be just giving you negativity, not being happy for you, type of thing. So I had to step back and say, you know what, Sonya, your time will come. You be happy for everybody else. You congratulate them and wish them the best, because guess what, your time will come and they're gonna do the same for you. And I had to realize that, you have to take a minute. I've had a lot of moments in my life where I had to step back and look at myself and say, I wouldn't want to be your friend either. And I had to realize, like, I don't want that to happen. So I had to change myself about that. I had to tell myself, I had to psych my own self up before I expect somebody else to do it, type of thing. So that's a leech friend. That is somebody who drains you of all your positivity, all your energy, all the effort to move forward, because they're stuck. They want you to be stuck because they are. And you don't need those type of people, because you are a person who wants to move forward. You are a person who wants to succeed in life, to achieve their dreams. You don't want somebody that's going to hold you back because they don't know where their life is going, or they don't know, they don't know how to be happy. You can't do that. You can't. It's not selfish. I don't call it selfish. I call it, you have to make yourself happy first before you can try to give it to others. Put that positivity into the world. You got to do it for yourself. You can't let people drag that out of you. You can't let people affect you that way. The next category, and I might make this the last one because I kind of touched on kind of what negative friends can be, because all of it's negative. But the last one is occasional friend. I have a lot, like I said, I had a lot of friends / acquaintances, but I have a lot of occasional friends. And this is where I'm about to get personal for the last 5 minutes, because, and if I offend somebody, at this point, I don't, again, I said in the beginning of my first vlog, I don't really care. Because this is my blog, this is who I am, this is my way I express, it's freedom of speech. I have occasional friends that I considered as true friends. I'm not gonna say true best friends, but true friends. I consider this true friends. And that was majority of the people that I met in college. Now, when I went to college, it was a whole new experience. You meet new people, and then it was even more exciting that I was in a group of people in a department that were like me, in a sense that they enjoyed acting, they enjoyed all these things. And I was like, I got new best friends. I'm so, like, again, this is before I realized what a best friend really was. I was so excited about this. I was like, oh my God, I got best friends that actually like doing acting. Like, I got somebody who actually, in college, I had people that like doing the same stuff I do. We was learning the same things. We were going in the same direction. And I finally, me trying to get over my get over my friendship, because I started losing touch with friends back at home, like my best friend and everything. So I wanted to replace them. I wanted to have backups just in case I lost those people back at home. So this is how I'm thinking. And I meet these people who are creative, intelligent, who are so funny, they were great, I fell in love with, all those people. But then, like I said, freshman year was great. Except second semester, everything kind of went up the roof, but that's gonna be talked about in another video. Things start. I came back. What happened to me second semester, kind of put my anxiety into overdrive, and I ended up moving to Memphis with my mom and taking the semester off. And while I'm in Memphis, I decided that I was going to attend my college again and to do my sophomore year. So I took a semester off and went back in the spring. And my boyfriend, my now boyfriend, he was my best friend. I mean, he was not best friend yet, but he was one of my true friends first. He was the one I knew him from freshman year, and he was considered somebody who kept contact with me after I left, and stuff like that. So when I got back, he kind of introduced me to this world I kind of didn't really experience freshman year, because I was with a girl I hang out with until this day. I was with a girl, one of my other friends who I was inseparable with her, and I only hung out with her freshman year, but she no longer went to the school anymore. So I I was gonna go back sophomore year, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna be alone. I ain't gonna have nobody because she's gone. And then my boyfriend, I met him, he introduced me to this group of friends that I love so much, because it was so many personalities within that group that it was just the best. And they were all boys. I've never had a group of friends where they were all boys. And I'm not gonna lie to y'all about that. Having boy best friends is the best. Like being the only girl of the group too was so fun. And it was not just about because I'm the only girl of the group. It was because I felt connected that way. I felt that I would always have their back. I was not the mom of their group, but I was kind of like the sister of their group. I was the one who, if somebody mess with y'all, somebody gonna get their ass whooped, type of thing. That I got your back, no matter what. And I'm thinking, if I got theirs, they got mine. In that first year, oh my God, sophomore year, when I tell y'all sophomore year was the best when I came back, because I was worried. First of all, a heifer was skinny. I was skinny. So I was always showing my stomach. I was single too. I was skinny, everything. I used to always show my chest, I always had a bra thing on, show my stomach, had my shirt open. Girl, I was bad sophomore year. When I was 19, 20 years old, I was bad. I was cute. And because I was only 190 pounds, I was skinny. I was tall. I was small, and type of stuff. So I had it going on. So I started going to these theater parties. I started hanging out with the theater people more. And I said, this is the best. Y'all is outrageous. I love this, And me being in this group of friends with these guys, it was the best too, because we had each other backs. We were all close, and I considered them as one of my true friends. I was so happy that Kyle, my now boyfriend, who was my friend at the time, introduced me to this group, because I'm like, I love these boys. These my boys. Some girl, they had girlfriends, they had something like that, and I was like, okay, that's all okay and dandy. But when that girl or whatever heifer hurt somebody, gonna get their ass whooped. If they hurt you or whatever, they went through some stuff. They had people that they dated, messed around with, and that was okay, because I knew they was gonna be back, no matter what. Hanging out with boys was different than hanging out with girls, because boys wasn't on that petty stuff. They weren't. I know they wouldn't be when it come to friendships. They wouldn't get jealous of you. They wouldn't do none of that, and that's how it was. And then slowly, I should have realized that it was too good to be true, because the years started going, we going up and up. And again, what I say about the whole true friend that you're supposed to grow together, I didn't realize these were the people that I wasn't going to grow with. I had to realize that. These are just people you hang out with in college. Y'all both, and I forgot that we are after the same thing. They are going towards the same goal that you are. It's a competition. When it comes to the acting world, whether we like to realize it or not, it's competition out there. It's some person that's gonna get a job over you. There's gonna be more people that get more work over you. You know, it's competitive out there amongst, you know, all these actors. And you got to be careful because these people are trying to excel in life, and if they will go over you to get where they need to go. That's just how it works because it's survival of the fittest. You have to get, you know, I can't sit around and wait for you. I'm trying to get up there. Sorry, bye. You know, that's what this thing was about. And I didn't think about that. Literally, I thought about college. It wasn't even about like what was going to happen afterwards. It wasn't even about that. And I didn't realize at the time they were occasional friends. They were people who were friendly when they wanted to be, then stopped talking to you or coming around until they felt like it, type of thing. Until they knew that they were, I don't know, it was just, I got so confused because my senior year, it didn't really hit me until my senior year of college. And it messed me up. That was the second most traumatic thing because me and Kyle started dating kind of like my end of kind of junior year of college, and it was kind of something new. But I had a hard time trying to debate like being there for him, but he was used to be my best friend, to being there for the boys because him and the boys would get into it sometimes. They had because all of them moved in a house together, and my rule is never move in with, if you know if that's not your true best friend or your loyal best friend, do not move in with them. Do not move in, because if y'all just acquaintances or occasional friends and you move in together, it's not gonna work. And that's how exactly it was. Kyle literally got into it a lot with the boys that was in the house, the boys that we were friends with, and he thought they was his best friends, but they weren't. They weren't really. Kyle was just there for their amusement, there for somebody to occasionally talk to about what experiences. And I didn't see that at first because I wanted it to be peaceful, I guess. I wanted it to be, you know, like it was, and it wasn't. I gotta realize boys is different than girls. Boys kind of like, they're friends or they're not. You know, they can have petty arguments or whatever it is, but a lot of them can fall out and not get back to friends ever. You know, girls will do this ping pong thing back and forth, back and forth. Boys just like, cool with me, you know, type of thing. And it's kind of like, that's how it was. And senior year, I thought some people in college were my friends. And they had my back on some stuff because I was there for them. Because I remember plenty of times in college where I was there for a lot of them when like certain things went down. And then when it came to me going through stuff, they weren't. I had a friend who told me, I was the first person he told that he was bisexual or gay. He liked boys. I was one of the people he first said that to. And I was excited. I was proud. I was like, oh my God, that the fact that you can share that with me, that means he trusts me, that he see me as really his best friend, because who would share, you know, you don't just share that with anybody. And I felt proud. I was like, this really is my best friend. This is one of my friends, the guys that And then over the years, he became the most phoniest person I know. We had every year there was a new set of people that came in. And I always felt a little threatened because a lot of them had these vivacious and beautiful personalities that, you know, just was out there. And I felt like I couldn't compete with that. You know, I couldn't compete with a lot of them. A lot of them was younger. A lot of them was more, this is what we do, this is what happens, this is, you know, type of thing. And it was somebody that walked in, a new group of people that came into the department that I couldn't compete with. Not acting wise, but friendship wise. this guy became closer to these type of people more than he was ever close to me because they had more in common. And I shouldn't have felt hurt the way I did, but because I thought we had a bond and connection, because I was one of the first people he to tell that he was gay or bisexual or whatever, that he liked boys. I felt really proud. I felt really confident that our friendship nothing would happen to it. And then these new set of people came in. He became best friends with other people that had more in common with him, that were more outgoing, that were more skinnier, because I gained weight over the years, that were more eligible for roles because they were younger, they were skinny, they were, all these things, and I felt left behind. My senior year, I really definitely felt that. I felt it. Even after I got out of college, I felt that those are occasional friends, Sonya. Why are you so hurt? Those are people that say they gonna support you, that they proud of you and all type of stuff, but they just saying it because they felt that they need to. They not there, like they not gonna be that person to pick you up at 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning when you stranded, or you have a death in your family, gonna show up at the funeral to support you. They're not one of those people. You moving forward, they're not the first. They don't congratulate you. They don't check on you to see how you doing. They don't say happy birthday to you. They don't do none of that stuff because they're not obligated to do so. They didn't never really see you as a friend. You were somebody that was just there, somebody that they felt like talking to. You were relevant at the time. Now you irrelevant. You're not. And me and my boyfriend are going through that now. Well, not as much now. I think me and him have grown in the sense that we have definitely come upon this now. The fact is that, because I'm using me and my boyfriend as an example because we experienced it. We had to learn from our college friends that they weren't the friends we thought they were. And it's not the friends that basically my boyfriend had a car in college and a little bit afterwards. And my boyfriend had no issue with giving people rides. He never had an issue with picking people up or when they needed it. All he asked for, the most he's asked for gas was $5. Even though my opinion was they should have paid you more than that, baby. If you taking them to a certain place, $5 for gas, you give me $10 or $15 for gas. I'm sorry. Especially his car ate gas like it had the munchies or something. His car ate a lot of gas, and he was so not, he steady was giving people rides and and dropping people off and picking, doing a lot of stuff for people. In that sense, Kyle had his moments when he had a certain moments where he was the way he was, but he just had to grow up. It was a lot of us had moments because we needed to grow up. We were still young. We still are young. We still are growing and learning. So Kyle messed up a lot in college. He messed up, he was immature. But that did not change who he was as a person, that he would not give off his shirt off his back to give to you. He was not, it wasn't like he was not there for you type of thing. And I saw that even but not saying this as his girlfriend, but when I even was his friend, he had a whole girlfriend freshman year. And when I was going through some stuff with another friend and I had to go to the hospital with her, when I had to do a lot of stuff and I had the anxiety that I did, he checked on me every single day that it was happening. He came to my dorm room to ask if I was okay. Had a whole girlfriend. Made sure his girlfriend was supporting me too. That's why I'm like, I don't doubt that he was, he had some growing up to do, but I never doubted him. He came to me. I had a surprise birthday for my freshman year of college. My friend Tamisha and my friend Nikki had threw a surprise birthday party for me. Kyle was the only one that showed up. We invited like half of the theater department, half of them, and none of them came. But it didn't bother me then because I didn't know, some of the theater people like that because Tamisha was at school with me at the time. So I didn't really know anybody else. Like, I didn't know theater people like that. So if they didn't come, I wasn't offended at all. Kyle showed up. He was there. He was there. I had balloons. I had pictures everywhere. He was there for my birthday. And he didn't even like me like that. He just saw me as I was just one of the friends that me and Tamisha was one of the friends that he just loved our personality in the sense that we was the type of people to hang out with. He didn't have no crushes. There was no feelings there until we got into our junior year and then me and him started liking each other. But, that's how I knew as a friend, nothing was wrong with him. He never was not there for you. I don't know who he was as a person before he came to college, but from what he tell me, he was there. And the fact is that he has friends today who talk behind his back. The friends who was his friends in the first place talk behind his back now. And in my opinion, none of them have no reason to say anything, because a lot of them have. It's a lot of stuff that me and him have kept to ourselves about them, even though they have talked, man, my language, have talked shit about people that they friends with now. But you treat us a certain way. So that's why it's kind of like unbelievable. But I always tell myself, those type of things happen for a reason, because God is setting you up for, God is putting people in your life that are supposed to be there, that are going to help you get up there, progress, who will give you positive vibes, that will wish you the best, no negativeness. And those are not the friends. And the reason why I'm talking about Kyo's experience, because that's me too. We got people we don't talk to anymore that we thought was our friends, but we was boo-boo the fool. They weren't our friends. And I'm better when it comes to friendships. Like, sometimes I do get offended with some stuff, but that's because I'm just an emotional person. But I'll get over it. I'm like, okay, it wasn't meant to be. We weren't meant to be friends. I dropped a lot of people for a reason. I went through a period in my time, especially when I moved to Memphis, that I dropped a lot of them because not one person picked up the freaking phone or messaged me just to see how you doing. Because I know I put on Facebook constantly when I was in Memphis how bad I was feeling, how terrible I was. And not one of them ever checked up on me. Even though I always comment or wish them a happy birthday, I didn't get nothing once. It's funny that song coming on. And I was just upset about that. But you can't be upset with the way somebody is. You just get past it and realize that I'm not gonna make that mistake again. So me and my boyfriend have literally, we only have a certain amount of people we friends with. And me and him each have one loyal best friend. One we will make a godfather, godmother to our kids, one who's gonna be in our wedding. We only have one in each of our lives. And that's okay. And it's gonna remain that way. So the other ones was just occasional friends, and everybody has occasional friends, and they will continue to have occasional friends. Before I leave, because this is an hour video, I am so sorry for this. I have those friends, a friend who is constantly goes through life, fun through life. She's a fun person. She's great. She's young at heart. She's cool. But it's so much negativity surrounding her life that I can't be friends with somebody like that. Is that weird? I don't know if I consider me one of these categories or one of these friends or whatever, but I try to be supportive. I try to understand. I try to give advice. But it's hard to constantly give somebody advice on a situation and they constantly keep doing the same thing over and over. Then why talk to me? Why ask for my advice? Why come calling? I know you're supposed to be a friend and listen to them. You're supposed to do this, but eventually, I'm not going to watch you get yourself killed. I'm not going to watch you dig deep into this terrible life that you will never actually be happy. I can't sit there and watch that. I don't want to watch you spiral into something that eventually it's going to have you leave or die or, the worst death. Yeah. I got so tired of it. I had to release that because I can't be there for you constantly trying to understand and not judge you on certain things, but you constantly keep making the same mistakes. You lost so much as it is, and you continue to go to the same mistakes. And personally, I don't think a person like that should have any friends. I think they should just have themselves and work on themselves before you try to be having any friends or get any family members involved, because then eventually that person or family person is going to get tired of you keep doing the same thing over and over after so many bad things have happened on the outcome because of these things. I got sick of it. I'm not going to watch somebody abuse you constantly. I'm not going to have somebody you know, talk any type of way with you, because you are a beautiful, a special type of person. And you don't deserve that. None of my friends deserve any abuse. No, none of my friends deserve anything. All my friends deserve 100% everything that they have wished for. But I can't support you if you constantly keep doing that to you, like doing negative stuff to yourself. You keep putting yourself in negative situations, terrible situations. Going back to men or women or anybody that keep treating you wrong, who made you lose everything in the first place, and you keep constantly going back to that person. Again, I am a person who absorbs energy very quickly. Somebody else sad, I get sad. It's weird. I'm an empath, I guess you could say. You get sad, I get sad. You have an attitude or you upset about something, that rubs off. That's one of the terrible things about anything. Like, it's positive, it's a positive and a negative thing to that. Positive thing about it is, for an empath as myself, you can absorb what somebody else is feeling, and it's easy to relate to them because of it. But then negative way is because it puts you in a position, it sucks the energy out of you. So I am like, when my friends get sad, I get sad. If somebody get angry, I get angry and want to whoop somebody's ass. If somebody want to get, happy about something, I get happy, But if you are constantly having this negativity in your life, that you are always something wrong, somebody to put their hands on you, you lost this and lost that, and then you constantly keep spiraling into this negative thing, I absorb those things because of that, because I care about you. But I can't live with that. I can't be your friend if you're gonna keep doing it, because that's doing that to me, and that's not purposely your fault. That's just what type of friend I am. But because I am that way, I have to separate myself, because you constantly keep putting yourself in that situation, and I'm absorbing what you're doing to yourself, type of thing. So I had to separate myself. So personally, this is something towards somebody who I used to be friends with, but I'm not friends with because of this. And I can't be friends with her until she get it together. She stop going to stuff that's bad for her, because she attracts that. No, I'm not gonna say she attracts that. It attracts to her because she has such a kind heart. And because of it, people take advantage of her, and she let them. She keep constantly going back, thinking she deserve it, and she don't. So I can't be friends with. I absorb that just like you do. Like, when you're going through something, I absorb all of that, and it's just exhausting. It was exhausting, and I needed a break. I needed a minute. I still need a break from it until you fix what you need to fix. You need to get your life together. All of us do. I'm not gonna lie, but sorry about the rant. But yeah, this is the video. It's a long video. Sorry. Friendship got me on. I promise next week gonna be only like 30 or 40 minutes. But this was my second vlog. Sometimes I gotta talk and expand on things. I'm gonna try not to wait so long, but for the next few days it's about to be really busy. I'm working nonstop because my coworker is going on vacation. So I gotta work days straight. And yeah, so I'm sorry that phase. I am so ready not to be on a night shift no more. I work night shifts. I mean, I guess it's convenient for auditions, but I'm just so tired of the night shift, because I want to be a person, and I want to work during the day and go home at 3 or go home at least 11:45 p.m. Shoot, I'm down for the second shift. I used to work the second shift a lot, but it'd be nice to sometimes go home when it's still society going on outside. The nights kind of a little rough, especially in my 20s, I can't work nights all the time. I'm still kind of getting out there, so it's kind of like it's hard to do nights sometimes. So hopefully I post the next video next week on my next 2 days off, if I get 2 days off next week. But I'll try to post it next week. But these next few weeks are about to be really busy. June is filled with stuff because I am going out of town at the end of June. And I have a show at the end of June, and I'm moving this summer, so it's a lot going on. So these videos probably won't be as frequent as it was, like I said it was going to be. So I apologize in advance, but yeah. But thank you guys for listening. Hopefully I didn't offend anybody. This is just my opinion on some stuff. But comment and tell me what you think. Subscribe. And thank you guys for listening. I love you. Enjoy your day. It is getting nice outside, so go out there and smile. Be happy because it's not winter time. It's not snowing because this is Chicago. You know how our weather is. So just, yeah. But thank you guys for listening, and I love you guys.